Television is our high, and drowning in a sea of fossil skins. Bob Barker wins. Television is our lie, and drowning in a sea of fossil skins. Bob Barker wins. Children, you can do it at the wall. They're checking like it's as kids till the end of study call. Spamming your children, you can do it at the wall. It's like being from Santa till they love off Billy's balls. History's all loom, and drowning in a sea of social sin. Bob Barker wins. History's a pile of food. They're drowning in a sea of shady grain. Bob Barker wins. Spamming your children, you can do it at the mall. Get a fuck up on sugar, and you'll hardly hear a buzz. Spamming your children, you can do it at the mall. Before we get this crazy, I hope we hear them call that the price is not right. The price is not right. The price is not right. The price is not right.
Something that has to do with nothing I was previously going to say. Nothing that has anything to do with something that isn't what I'm trying to communicate. This isn't what I expected. This isn't what I was expecting at all. I don't seem to have a clue about what I don't want to know about what I can't explain to myself at all. So if you're looking for something in particular, don't ask me at all.
Somewhere in all these dusty logos, a great idea got lost. The idea that the machine is in service to us, rather than us to it.
Imaginary reckonings between what you once had thought was real and what you now are sure is not real, except that you're not sure at all.
Imaginary reckonings with what you once thought was real, but you now are not sure is real at all.
Insidious insinuations, individual accusations of illegal annotations of the Train my soul. I am your gas pump. Sweet, nutritious gasoline. In any other reality, she still kills me. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Shoot the dead. Shoot the dead. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Bring it like clouds. Bring it like pre-painted sex clouds. I want a suicidal pre-painted sex cloud to make me cry just the way I like to cry. You've helped me climb this mission still. My footing is unsteady. My wounds do not heal. But if we break my demons on the wheel, surely they'll tell us that reality is not real. My metric ton is the weight of my thoughts. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. My metric ton is the weight of my thoughts. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy.
Man saws beaver in half with mind. News at 11.
Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Shoot the dead. Shoot the dead. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Shoot the dead. Shoot the dead. Yeah, pussy, pussy. Yeah, pussy, pussy.
Yeah, pussy, pussy, yeah, pussy, pussy.
We peel off your need to treat us like feed, for want of a new name to call your disease. There's no sweet comfort coming our way in plain sight. That's right, of the past left out wrong the sight.
You want gratitude to be delivered to you upon a silver platter. You want the thrill of the old days before ice and sin. All we can offer is a complimentary bag of dreams and aspirations. Just beware of the hole within. Unable to bleed, the hook calls upon her mouth for want of a new name. I see your mind's eye is unable to read the colors of the fog. The dark clouds will never offer their shade again. The trees are laughing at the broken necks of runaway passengers. There are no second chances, so get it right the first time, and you will learn to live in the rocks and rarely ever die. I see miracle cyclones living in the dust. Cold stares converting metal to rust. Adhesion sticks to itself, but it never sticks to time. Erosion keeps mountains from completing their climb. Imitation mammalian sweat glands producing valuable chemicals dripping down into tubes of our own devising.
I see cops and drag masturbating in public parks with homemade sock puppet creations providing heat and sparks.
My dog is lost in the swamplands, being hunted by Kermit the Frog.
I see dragonfly helicopters floating tears that cannot cry. A swarm of locusts forming into a fetish sky that strips a farm into a skeleton and eats your dreams like pie.
In the sink and torch the bed. Then I fucked a mail slot in the back of your head. 2 weeks later popped out a soul with just lava hole to fill the gaping hole. But it probably didn't work cause I'm still a jerk. And I don't wanna say my name cause my name's the same as an asshole. We all still to blame for not falling down dead with his injuries like everybody else has done since the dawn of free agency. I left my house at the crack of dawn with a 20-gauge shotgun and my camouflage on. Crawling on my belly through the trees and brush, looking out for rocks so my nuts don't get crushed. Endgame is near, my prey is blind. His soul I will eat, and his body I'll bind and hang on my wall as a constant reminder of civilized lifestyles with shackles and binders.
The following is an unpaid advertisement for the afterlife.
Take these pills till the laughing hyena hurts. Hey kids, can you see the dream? My hearing hurts something awful. Are you ready to pet on the bohog? I'm getting my bohog on with a certain constitution. Shake nuts for the next evolution of ham. Gosh, oh damn, can you blame a man? What it takes, less damage makes of a mess when you give them the wrong test. From a pharmacist's lab for a hard death. Smoking pork rinds left in the oven. Crispy cracker like your what's quack-a-lackin'. Do you know what's in your push to sell? Bioform genetic treats.
Bioform genetic treats. Must be better than those butterfly wings.
We can play poker till we run out of cash. We can watch 37 straight episodes of MASH. We can drink pink dinner till we all get smashed.
Be sure to lock up if you leave Siberia last.
Yes, the kids are bored, they've got nothing to do but send 60 texts an hour talking shit about you. Chasing Vicodin with Rockstar sniffing hamburger glue. They've got handguns in their backpacks and they fling their own poo. What would you do? What would you do?
I know what to do.
We can go to church with Quality Jones. We can tear it down when the sermon's done. Then we'll build another one in its place to venerate our souls. Cause the kids are bored, they've got nothing to be except clones of the shitheads that they see on TV. They dress in like fashion, act appropriately, and still they think that dinner comes from the hamburger tree. What would you be? What would you be?
I know what I'd be.
I would be in church with Quality Jones. Then we'd have an orgy when the sermon's done. And as soon as everyone has their panties down, they'll be confiscated by transvestite clowns. Now you're scarred for life, but it's okay, because deep down inside everybody is gay. Where I come from, God eats the good little children. And if you live to grow old, it's a definite sign that you're a fuck up. And if you live forever and gain the wisdom of infinity, you will be God and forced to eat your good little children. Ha ha ha, sucker! Ha ha ha, little worker bee! Ha 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 ha, motherfucker! Why are they wearing those bondage bracelets with clocks on their wrists? Are they slaves to time? Oh. When they're rebuked, do they not want to kill the whole universe? No? You mean they just feel bad and want to please their rebukers? And are punished when late for morning rituals? No wonder they're waiting to die. Well, praise the Ray! Praise the goddamn motherfucking Ray! The ass-kicking dynamo of future days!
I hear he's in a play.
That's why he's not here today. And the following is definitely not what he'd say.
I would destroy this village, not to save it, but to watch the slow, elegant arc of the bird in slow motion. As a four-dimensional, self-consuming sculpture, and an antithesis to the submissive ocean. And when the fun is done and the charcoal orgy has begun, there will be many hulking wrecks left out in the sun. So we will call Rigby's Towing Service, sporadically serving Western Pennsylvania since 1991.
Burt Reynolds witnessed the conception of his own dad, and frankly, that's what's wrong with him.
Smokey and the Bandit are my mother. I fed you her ashes, so now you're my brother.
Burt Reynolds witnessed the conception of his own dad, and frankly, that's what's wrong with him.
A sex change is in order, so let's go south of the border. And after all the scars have healed, you'll have an extra axe to wield.
Burt Reynolds witnessed the conception of his own dad, and frankly, that's what's wrong with him.
You were created by the thoughts in your own head. You were spawned naked in this 4D simulation.
Burt Reynolds witnessed the conception of his own dad, and frankly, that's what's wrong with him.
You are an afterthought of God's own vibration. People like you are why she invented incarnation.
Burt Reynolds witnessed the conception of his own dad, and frankly, that's what's wrong with him.
Everyone knows Ned's invented masturbation after the priest spurned them for child molestation.
2 time machines, 1 roll of quarters. 2 time machines, 10 farmers' daughters.
This is a demo cause this lyric isn't final. Please don't commit it to a track, cassette, or vinyl.
I'm gonna piss in your bed.
I will sleep proudly in a pool of your own urine. I think that pissing on my face is quite alluring.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Bad dog. ability to live with nobility while maintaining agility against the forces of Zod. But it's still no wonder, in these days of plunder, to taste the thunder in a basket of straw. But the action was brief, it brought little relief from the moment of grief, which in itself was odd. So we tried to pretend, with no beginning or end. Except for mortal sin, there's no reason to believe in God.
In the days before concrete topography,
Speech was a series of grunts and sex was barely stenography. At least until the pilots dared us to die.
in the years before males went extinct,
A million eyes would stare at you and kill you if you blinked. A sudden flood of tears would drown you in the drink.
Is there any question that your indigestion is a direct result of nutritional fraud? Sweet nuts and berries, and dance naked like fairies, and urinate proudly in the name of God, whose name when I said will give the zombies dead, except the one in your bed who said his name was Todd. But Tom really was Ted, and your torso is red, living under your bed of flowers in the yard.
my nerve endings are tingling in dread, cause I was born on top of an electric fence. I'm a junk miner, my mom had twins, but my sister died for Jesus' sins.
And now, through the magic of post-mortem satellite radio, it's the ghost of Dr. Spooky.
Where's my bourbon? Where's my goddamn bourbon?
My orgasms are tripling in size, but I prefer dildos over actual guys. Someday when humans are bred in tubes, they'll all have tails and dicks and boobs.
And when that glorious day comes, I will reincarnate as debris.
I've got a basement dungeon and a birthday card, and the 867 Billy Light.
I've raised 5 girls and mountain oyster pearls on rotten produce and rabid squirrels. We wear their pelts, we eat their brains, we bury their bones in seasonal rains.
My orgasms are tripling in size, but I prefer dildos over actual guys. Someday when humans are bred in tubes, they'll all have tails and dicks and boobs.
In hell we harvest yellow sludge. We have Lucifer for tacos, but he just won't budge. In hell we harvest yellow sludge. We ask Lucifer for tacos, but he just won't budge. In hell we harvest yellow sludge. We ask Lucifer for penis, but he just won't budge. In hell we harvest yellow sludge. We ask Lucifer to piss on our back and call it rain.
We've all heard about the Big Bang, but who can tell us about the Great Flush, where the universe squeezes through the wormhole pipes?
This may come out as a warning. The things you hear may even be true, but they may be absolute bullshit too. You must discern for yourself the correct path to follow, and never, ever, ever turn left 4 times in a row.
Fire cleans the wall with his newborn son, and it won't stop until the damage is done. Jacking up the floors with pneumatic nuns gives me more than an excuse to clean my guns. It also gives me hope that the human race will stop fearing their maker and stuffing their face and stop dumping their garbage all over the place. Maybe we'll have to disperse chunks of their planet through interstellar space.
One or 2 generations away from the most striking of clerics fear. Even the most sincere apologist is booking the next flight the fuck out of here. Even the captain.
Even the captain is swimming away.
Fire cleans the wall with his newborn son, and it won't stop until the damage is done. The human race gives me more than an excuse to clean my guns. The human race gives me more than an excuse. The human race gives me more than an excuse.
Would you drain my tits if I offered you a liquid love.
Times, my eyes were full of darkness. Mountains I would climb for a moment of peace, alone with my thoughts in a darkened corridor, in the dark hall, alive with 1,000 penguins marching to the rhythm of my soul, climbing the hills underneath the strokes of the sun. Enter a new life, a new moment, when you can allow yourself to be alone,
To sign on
and to absorb
for the journey
the true meaning
of a lifetime.
of gravity's affections.
Gravity has no love.
Think of the times,
Think of the times,
alone with the sharpness of thoughts,
alone with the sharper knives.
think of the times,
Think of the knives.
alone, alone.
You know, sometimes it's a wonder you've never carved your own initials into your skull.
When you're all alone.
With a rusty nail.
I was a mad scientist who tried to blow up the world. All I had to do was push the button for destruction like straw man. He grabbed me by the hand and grabbed me by the hand and said, "Fuck your evil plan."
I wanna go to New York to marry myself and to carve an army of garbage sculptures to serve and protect me and stoke my fire. Bring your kids and your grandpa, I've got nightmares for hire.
Nightmares are a form of food for your children's fragile minds. Nightmares make your kids obey while you rob their souls blind.
I wanna go to New York to buy myself a life, but I'll probably just end up in Queens with a cousin for a wife. Her
My name is Ted.
She's a
And I'm
monster
gonna
in
fuck you
bed.
up.
I wanna go to New York because I wanna die. I wanna go to New York for a while. I wanna go to New York 'cause I know just what to do. I wanna go to New York so bad. I wanna go to New York because I wanna die. I wanna go to New York for a while. I wanna go to New York 'cause I know just what to do. I wanna go to New York so bad.
I wanna go to New York to marry my pets. It's the only state in which it is legal. I'll enlist the help of a mad scientist to create a mutant child, half human, half beagle.
And it will start in thousands of forms. Worked in the shoots from evening to morn. And when he retires, he'll be put to stud, uplifting these humans up from the mud.
I wanna go to New York because I wanna die. I wanna go to New York for a while. I wanna go to New York 'cause I know just what to do. I wanna go to New York so bad. I wanna go to New York because I wanna die. I wanna go to New York for a while. I wanna
this is the way. Gotta take a piss, get the fuck out of my way.
My pockets contain a sea of irrelevance. My socks are mountain of bees. The antelope are marching in single file line up my shins and across my knees.
Human safari, pay me a kitty. Human safari, round, round, round.
The only hope for humanity's future is disease resistant bisexual clones, genetically enhanced, and they know how to dance. They hang out with you after meals at those homes.
Human safari, pay me a kitty. Human safari, round, round, round.
The only hope for humanity's future is techno-integration, so we're never alone. Instant access, cause our aliens are pressed. Existence, that existence is known.
Human safari, don't pay the English. Human safari, don't pay the French.
We can devolve and be put into zoos. Their breeding methods covered on the they do.
Suicide humans hanging from tree limbs, flying to heaven on the stench of death.
Someday we are more united, there will be an itch that they cannot scratch. Yearning for visceral experiences, we grew up another flesh batch. In farms they sit and stew. That's what 22-year-olds do. But soon kitty will spring them on you. You'll be smaller than just kidding and you think it's so. The humans are hiding in pits and holes. We'll collect them one by one, living rituals. Genetic to alter, to make with holes. We possess their bodies and jerky their souls.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, man.
You get your lottery alarm?
Oh, I just picked it up in McSchwefley's Pizza Palace.
Me too. Isn't it awesome?
Dude, it's better than sex with dead people.
You never know when the damn thing's gonna beep.
Oh, just like grandma at a prom.
Then again, it might beep in your sleep.
Oh, shit. I never thought of that.
That's why I don't sleep.
I guess I won't either now. Thanks.
I got a lot of friends who are truckers, if you know what I mean.
Dude, I so do know what you mean.
1/2 second will change your life if you reply. 1/2 second, but if you do not, you will die.
Hi, I'm Kitty from the Department of Human Safaris. If you negligently cause any accident, loss of limb, or destruction of property due to lack of sleep from waiting for your lottery alarm to activate, rest easy that our zero-tolerance policy will ensure that you'll be hunted down for sport within 3 hours of the infraction. That's our City of Pant Leg promise.
With 98% of the population out of work, you better buy a lottery alarm or look like a jerk. And never get paid, and never get laid, and eat garbage in the streets and be constantly afraid. Press it too early or press it too late. Chupacabras will come and eat your face. But if you press it in that exact 1/2 second window, you will be a billionaire many times over. Lottery alarm can do you much harm, but it's better that than selling your own blood and letting strangers fuck you in the crook of your arm. 1/2 second will change your life if you reply.
second. But if you do not, you will die.
The doppelganger collection is getting unwieldy, and my storage unit's all locked down. Off to sell the books, off to sell the books in town. 700 people I will never meet. Take pictures of me as I walk across the street. Someday I'll get my time machine and wash all their feet. Read the printers and make snobbish comments about their condiments and cheese. I aim to please. I just want to eat your laundry and leave you barrels to wear. You're living the embodiment of 1957, except for the plastic reptiles in your hair. The mutations are increasing. And what's left of the doctor hasn't got any knees. It's been decades since his last string of successful surgery, but soon he'll liberate the booze from the 1970s. So I'm off to sell the books. Off to sell the books in town. 700 people I will someday eat. Taking pictures of me as I walk across the street. Someday I'll get a time machine and repopulate Mars with the sperm of James Dean. But until then, these DVDs of snarky made for cable series will have to get me through.
I can't do a stint on this rock without a talk about the mechanics of existence. We all know how it works deep down inside, but we're playing the game of resistance. So I'm here to remind you, so the rescuers can find you, at least in this particular instance. Although next time, if we don't hear from you, we'll probably forget you, which for all intents and purposes means you don't even exist, and nobody wants that, except the severely depressed. But even though they say they want to die, what they really want are sunshine orgasms and a warm slice of mother love, followed by pie. I was so stoked, my heavies flowed out the door to find out Chokebore isn't on heroin anymore. They should put out another album, it'll be big in France. They'll sell out Parisian theaters, although they'll be too full to dance. I like France, except for the language and the flowers, and the awful voice actor who translates in Michael Landon Power Hour. I wonder if the Reverend Billy Lard hit these shores, if he'd visit back alley whores or be pious and ignored.
You wanna rape me in a clear cut. You wanna persecute me for crossing the border. You're in my way tonight, man. I can't stand this American bandstand. I'm gonna throw that nerve herder off the grandstand. The Negatron is 100 feet tall, man. Danceable fuck tones are playing on cell phones. We're becoming our own clones and marching on a road of our own bones. Marching on a road of our own bones. I regret everything, but I remember nothing. I have no skin, not merely stuffing. Stick figures are mere representations of protein creations forged from masturbation. Someday, Michael J.
hordes, he ate his enemies' balls in the sand, then slams the black tar down into the rising blue vein of a pantsless cloud. Protein supplements fracture my mind, and my personal senate is running behind disintegration's pace and budget deadlines. So let me get behind the wheel and pretend I'm blind. Someday, all the dead will be brought back to inherit this globe. It'll be a fractal accident, initiated in a frontal lobe. One full immersion simulation, one step defective network, one sealed concrete chamber, one sour doped up smirk.
Your mom is a top-loading washer dryer combo. Your dad is a 286. Your soul is made up of ones and zeros, and all the humans think you're a dick. Your living cores in Elmer Fudd, and all your roommates smoked up your BC bud. Then they washed your clothes in the blood of the lamb, but then you slaughtered them like pigs and made ham. Now the police are coming for you, but you're one step ahead, or maybe two. With a detonator wired to a cell phone, you're about to prove that it pays to be an electronic clone. Electronic clone, smoking the pubes of Uncle Sam, made out of babies and shipping out overseas on the run from the man. If God can flavor my laundry, let's strap and mow my lawn. Ronnie Wood could fuck 20-year-old Russian chicks, while Boy Judge sucks 50-year-old positive dicks. God flavors my laundry and savors my lyric artistry. Papa's getting off scot-free. No saviors in Miami. That's where I get my money. Making atheist pornography, although it doesn't do much for me, unlike National Geography.
There's a ferret sitting on my dinner plate, but I whipped out my wallet way too late. Now I'm washing dishes to pay for my mistake. There's a chupacabra writing my will, but it won't be legal, cause the witnesses got killed. For the final bullet, my estate was sent the bill.
The pilot's Dare Me to Die show will be back after we drop this sack of kittens.
At night I dream of pancakes, while manhole covers fill my days. The Reverend's fever would not break, so we brought some ice back from the lake. Looking back, I made mistakes, I shattered dreams, made hearts break. I spit in the wishing well, and I ate where I shat. Oh no, not the worms. But if I could, you know I'd take it back. When the twilight comes, my two green thumbs plumb soft brown loam for zombie bait. When I come up dry, I know no one will die, and grandma's just another day late. Dark clouds rain candy from very high altitudes. and direct hits definitely hurt sunbathing in the nude. If I could, then I would. If I would, then I know that I could, but I can't. And it's hard to take. It's hard to take. I've made heartache. At night, I dream of pancakes, while manhole covers fill my days. The Reverend's fever would not break, so we let him down with ice water from the lake.
Mom, do you think the phone will ring to invite me to the prom? Everyone likes my cookies.
They're the bomb. Nobody will invite you to the prom because you don't put out. Your classmates are a bunch of deranged pregnancy fetishists in search of trouser trout.
1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish, 5 fish, 6 fish, 7 fish, 12 fish.
Hey, what are all these fish doing all over the floor? I can't walk anywhere in the house. Somebody give me a pot of boiling water.
You know this stuff ain't safe. You better call the commissioner.
His life gets soggy and milk, soap for the skinless he sells. His life gets soggy and milk, soap for the skinless he sells. Abandoned Air Force buildings abound, overwhelmed by the whelming, it's unbound. Abandoned Air Force buildings abound, overwhelmed by the whelming.
Overwhelmed by the whelming. Overwhelmed by the whelming.
A stint of fairies and stenography. The court jester's a mime this time, wrapping shrouds around minds thicker than rawhides that can't see yet the things they will be viewing after the procedure's done.
Hey, since you're done it anyway, you mind if I pull out this camera and make a snuff film? It'll pay for your funeral expenses so your kids don't have to.
I want consciously controlled, self-replicating nano enhancement. I want the entire internet downloaded into my brain. I want to speak 9 languages at once in 12 different conversations. I want to watch all the TV ever made in less than a second without opening my eyes. I want to know all possible futures, so I'm never caught by surprise. I want an army of sex clones of the clowns who were once a mighty race, except we'll all be girls and rule the world with much less paint on the face, but still enough to attract all but the most broken and jacked to our orgasm high, where we all vibrate so high that even the pilots laugh and say, "You'll never die," and the angels close heaven and never turn back.
The demons find hell as one only place with breach security perimeter and dying race. Stiff like as captives on the way on triple D's while the stoners and thermometers are throwing
I want consciously controlled, self-replicating nano enhancement. I want to play God at chess to an infinite draw. Then we'll fuck each other raw. I'll be his Catholic schoolgirl, and he can be my white-bearded grandpa. Except my grandpa didn't have a beard. He was straight as they come, so how'd I get so weird? I guess it skips a generation. My grandma was into clinical sex and electroshock masturbation. She would have hid me away from the world and put me in dresses and made me a girl. She might be proud though that I haven't lost the feel, cause I still wear tight skirts, but now I can make psychic wounds heal when I kneel. And I want conspicuously controlled, self-replicating nano enhancement and the severed head of Milton Berle in a jar. dad is Richard Nixon, and he's out of control. He's playing high-stakes poker from behind the grassy knoll. But I call him Dad, he's the best I've ever had. But that's not saying much, cause he's a pork-headed, dryer-fed, corn-muffin son of a bitch. But he knows how to quit while he's ahead. Suicidal, fishery fetishist, salmon tell me intricate details about how to control the population of Republicans, Democrats, Whigs, and shoe babies. Triple gremlin, midnight feedings. Fox News anchors never wear pants, except for Sarah Palin, whose husband's head occasionally bops out from under the desk.
Don't believe the hype. Don't follow the dope. I plagiarize the dream of the great white hope. I feed the grizzly bears cardboard fuel. I feed my own children red wine gruel. Patrick Sweeney died too young, yet Connie Chung husband still has 2 lungs. But if I try hard, I can make him come. Right before Betty White's big white dick gets the runs. Oh yeah!
Helicopter pussy goes round and round and round and round and round. Helicopter pussy goes round and round.
The sounds of clowns are round and round. The sounds of clowns are round and round. The sounds of clowns are round and round. The sounds of clowns are round and round. Beef Wheel, Part 6.
Helicopter pussy goes round and round and round. Helicopter pussy goes round and round and round.
Beef wheel hangs cow carcass on high, and the blood drips down as we watch a kettle die. Cows are commodities, they're not our friends. They only aim to please with a urine stream that never ends. If it hits a flat rock, you'll never have a dry sock. Vengeance, roll that wheel down, cut a hole and search your cock. Find down.
Pussy goes round and round. Pussy goes round and
The gorillas give standing ovations. They give them an order to calm their nerves. They take what they want and they want what they take, reaping their just deserves. They take your children to boulders in order to watch them die. The gorillas are making cider from the apple of your eye, making cider from the fruit of your loins, trading their clothes for small copper coins, taking depositions from the leaders of the gun club and the racist organizations he joins. They take their children to boulders and set them to roll downhill. Full ride scholarships await the lucky few who don't get killed. They love the ride, they're quite thrilled until they get squashed like bugs. But that's why we give the kids take the boulders a hell of a lot of drugs. They take their children to boulders in order to watch them die. The gorillas are making cider from the apple of your eye. Making fish next stew. Sifting through the goo. Picking out the beaks and crusts. Getting only the best. And collecting important parts. Pour out the rest, because there is none left.
I was a catechism teacher, but now I only teach autoerotic puppetry. A sock can be your lover when there can be no other.
Please rescue me from the planet of the humans. I got abandoned here long ago by that bastard Charlton Heston. Human beings, they flow in patterns. Human beings, they flow in cycles. They have names like Shaquana and LaMarcus and Michael. Human beings are ruled by gods they invented with their own two hands. Human beings are ruled by chemicals secreted from their own glands. Now that this beat is all choppy and distorted, my brain is providing me excuses to die. Now that this beat is all choppy and distorted, the pilots sit here and they ask me why. Broken up into tubes, broke up into bodies. Some of them are ugly, some of them are hotties. Some of them are inhabited by alien souls. Some of them have no souls to call their own. Please rescue me from the planet of the humans. I don't know what the fuck they did to me, man, but they made me look just like one of them. Sampled my DNA for proof. I swear to God, I'm telling the truth. And even if I'm an outcast back at home, I will happily live there alone. Rap was invented by brown stocking-wearing black African-American women in the suburbs of Montgomery, Alabama, back in 1934. The cadence dropped them to the floor. They didn't think they could handle anymore. They started passionately kissing each other, saying, let us not go back to the brothers. Let us say we are from another, and we are here for each other, in the loving arms of the universal mother.
Testosterone bath. Testosterone bath. I keep these fluids in a jar. They're in my hair now.
And in the aftermath of the new feminine situation, the males were faced with prejudice and extermination, and the erosion of their domination. So they all got on a series of tin cans and flew away to another nation. We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck out of Guam. We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck out of Guam.
We're gonna send this shaven ape to church so he makes no mistakes. He'll learn to sing in the pews. He'll learn to accept all our views.
I share 98% of my DNA with my savior.
And the other 2% with a circus peanut.
We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck out of Guam. We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck out of Guam.
We're gonna frame this shaven ape in court and convict him of rape. Cause Mrs. Murphy had a hairy child, even though she's a hermit and she's frigid as a floor tile.
I share 98% of my lovers with my neighbor.
And the other 2% with the health department.
We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck out of Guam. We ate the monkeys, and if you don't eat the monkeys, then get that fuck out of Guam.
I cut off 98% of my cock with a claymore.
And the other 2% is my tranny love nub.
When clouds have said, it's a beautiful clouds have said, it's a beautiful thing.
And they rub their candy canes together.
When clouds have said, it's a beautiful clouds have said,
It's a beautiful thing. And the clowns now breastfeed the chickens.
There's a shipwreck in my rearview mirror mind. Found out the train crashed right on time for me to be dying here with you. A swan song death dive down to the difference between the immortal soul of a bodhisattva or a cement shot Jimmy Hoffa with just enough oxygen not to drown. A swan song death dive down to the difference between the polluted soul of an octogenarian clown and a well-traveled priest whose pants are always falling down to reveal what he tells the boys is warm ice cream. Warm ice cream. Blown glass swan, elegant companion to watch the shipwreck in my rearview mirror mind. Now I'm dying on this train with you yet another time. A swan song death dive down to the difference. There is no 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 difference. No difference.
Alien kisses of stolen souls, eternally imprisoned in tiny holes. Alien tourists inhabit the bodies of people you used to love and or know, and they laugh at your failings. You are their personal television show. The advertisements on the ocean floor call for me out this tiny pressurized hole. I need what you're offering. I will pay for what you're draining. I will bear my eruption blisters with pride bordering on religious fervor. I will give the life of my personal freedom, grafted to the shaft of your machine. I will weld sheet metal over my eyeballs. I will sew my lips shut and piss down your back and say, that it's rain, cause we lack the common sense in our brains to attack. When we're threatened or in pain, we're always threatened or in pain. We're always threatened or in pain. Three human beings in a darkened box for 24 hours, without hope of exit or magical powers. The first becomes fat, the third is now in pain. The second's bones are buried in seasonal rains. Yet even a perfect genius, benevolent dictator, couldn't wrap her mind around each and every minute complexity that makes this planet such an abominable clusterfuck, and eventually she would have to delegate to lesser beings, opening up the perfect society to corruption and decay, and then to downfall without delay. The hand of a strange man pushing a lawless cart through linoleum land, while his wife turns away in disgust, shielding pork rinds with her bust. With salt pork she feels a lust and trust that she must not do without, while feeling devout about the cloud of a bacon exchange to add space in order to rearrange her spare change to cure kids of that goddamn age, while at the same time feeling sublime about the crime of which she cannot talk, so she'll have to mime. But there's just no more time, cause the pork just hit the floor. Now there's no more. She runs towards the door looking to score a salty revenge with a pork binge, enough to make even Oprah Winfrey cringe. Tearing loose the whinge, flying sparks begin to singe the hair of a dying clown. Big red lips turned upside down, a frown about town. There's no one around to hear the sound of his last sobbing pleas on the ground. He falls to his back, sound of a smack. Soon life he will lack, spills out black, runs through a crack onto the lips of a rat who sits back relaxed as a president made from wax, eating clown snacks while passers-by roam the snackless shacks.
You slit the brake lines and I'll cut the wrists. You slit the brake lines and I'll cut the wrists. You slit the brake lines and I'll cut the wrists. I come down to this song. You slit the brake lines and I'll cut the wrists. You slit the brake lines and I'll cut the wrists. You slit the brake lines and I'll cut the wrists. It all comes down to this.
Much to my surprise, I heard the dying cries of a composite being made of over 100,000 flies, and realized that all this time my guiding principles of passage meant nothing more than the gods and production of human sausage. Yeah, much to my surprise, I heard the dying cries of a composite being made of over 100,000 flies, and realized that all this time my guiding principles of passage meant nothing more than the gods and production of human sausage.
Undercooked meat, underfed pork.
The horses have quartz pumping through their veins. The twigs snap like the remaining threads of your consciousness.
Place your tongue to the earth, son. Taste the essence of the land.
It tastes like Utah.
Shit, I can't afford more than one wedding ring.
Sonship has faith that you can semi-cultivate weeds on the prairie.
Eating our horses for food.
Sonship believes that you can take control of the reins when necessary.
The buffalo chips snap under the mere essence of the hoof. Psilocybin mushrooms squish between the toes.
You have died of dysentery.
syndicate is Tickles. I entered the assault vehicle and told the driver to step on it. He laughed and said, buddy, you're in for it. I said, you don't know the half. I've got intelligence that would turn your bowels to shit. He said, you know my ass. Why don't you bend over and kiss it? It was a war of wills, and I was only armed with a dictionary. It was a war that kills, and I was scared of the tooth fairy. She gave me pills underneath my pillow instead of money. She said it kills. I said, your tutu looks funny. She said, my name is Bill, and I only do this to make money. I said, it shows. You should probably drive a truck. You might even get to wear the UPS shorts if you have good luck. I pressed the button and I said, I'm a young buck. I sold my soul and got a tuck. Dill pickles. The soldiers on my tail are eating dill pickles. They want to run me out of town on a rail as my blood trickles. Throwing manhole covers around like they're nickels, and the casualties fall in place with looks of utter horror on each and every face. I said it's neither strength nor speed that wins the race. It's a well-timed insult and a full can of mace. Dill pickles. We're gonna break out of here with scythes and sickles. Don't touch me there, it tickles. Just like the cactus, pear, and prickles. And they're still throwing around manhole covers like they're nickels. They fall on the guilty and the innocent. Big heavy chunks of iron spent, hauled up in planes inefficient. Dill pickles.
She was leasing her DNA from a pile of oily rags. She heard horrible stories about her mom, who used to be called Saddlebags. Her dad always had a 12-inch cock on the dinner table for certain holidays. He venerated bisexuals, but talked bad shit about straights and gays. Now you're a moon-faced liar with the sun on your back, with a mangy dog familiar always on the attack. Cause your third grade teacher never gave you any slack, and now the 9-volt shit core breaks the skin on her crack. And she wouldn't have it any other way. The only game she'd teach the kids to play was World War II. You wanna learn how to play World War II, son? It's like checkers, but with more to play the explosions. Just get down there and jam in my hand has been beeping for years, and I'm only accepted by carnies and queers. Bartenders will only serve me European beers. Now I service dead shut-ins and prey on their fears. If you don't want to play World War II, son, then you're gonna have to shoot yourself in the foot. 3 hours a
a week is one hell of a commitment. A lot of time to waste on useless bullshit. My bank account would be a lot fatter, letting fetishes dip me in pancake batter. They get together every Friday night in 3-layered rubber suits, with faces painted like females and 5-inch platform boots. And once they're gussied up tightly, they know just what to do. They make a phone call to your grandpa and start playing World War II.
Alright, little Billy, pull the pin and hold on to it for 5, maybe 6 seconds.
And once they're gussied up tightly, they know just what to do. They make a phone call to your grandpa and start playing World War II.
Now this airplane might not get off the ground, but we sure as hell can push it off the cliff. Get in the cockpit, release the emergency brake. It's time to learn to be a pilot.
The jam in my head has been beeping for years, and I'm only accepted by criminals and queers. Bartenders will only serve me warm beers, so now I service dead accounts and prey on their forebears' fears.
Son, World War II ended in 1945, but only in the history books. In my mind, it's still alive.
shows that made America great.